Dad, I told my friends in kindergarten today about the proof from motion, but they said we can't know if the unmoved mover is really God.
I got you, Stewie. Firstly, recall that, as the proof demonstrates, every being composed of act and potency required something to actualize its potentials. So the only way the series could possibly end is with a being that has no potencies and is purely actual. And from this fact, we can demonstrate that the first mover is indeed God.
And by God you mean one and only, eternal, immaterial, all-powerful, all-knowing and perfect?
Yes. To begin with, to be able to distinguish between two things, there needs to be at least one thing that differentiates them. For this to be true, there would need to be something that one purely actual being has that the other has not. But if there was one purely actual being that had something the other lacked, there would be some potency unactual in the other, and hence it would not be purely actual. Thus, there could only in principle be one purely actual being. Now to its attributes. Starting with eternality, to be in time is to be susceptible to change. But the pure act has no potential, and hence cannot change. Thus it is timeless and eternal. This also shows that it is immaterial, as all matter can change. Now, to be causally sustaining something per se at every moment of its existence, as the pure act is with the whole world, is to have power over it. And since the pure act is the cause of everything, it hence has power over everything and is all-powerful.
Okay, but how can the pure act know everything?
Let me finish, Stewie. According to the principle of causality, every end must be in the cause in some way or another. Now, since the pure act is the cause of all things and absolutely simple, by virtue of it being devoid of potency and hence devoid of parts, the only logical way in which all things could exist in it is in its intellect. Hence, the pure act is also omniscient. Finally, according to Aristotelian meta-ethics, the goodness of a thing is measured in relation to its essence. Take two triangles, one drawn with chalk by a kid on the street, and the other drawn with a sharp pencil and a ruler on a piece of paper. Obviously, the second triangle will be a better triangle because it more perfectly participates in the form of a true triangle. Hence, the pure act, being devoid of potencies that could make it more perfectly instantiates truths. Its essence must also be perfect and all good.
So the pure act is one and only, eternal, immaterial, all-powerful, all-knowing and perfectly good.
That sounds like God to me, Stewie.